Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Sesh. It is me, Kendall Rae, and I am sadly missing my lovely co-host, cousin, Janelle. She, unfortunately, has a bit of the sickies today.
Got the suds.
Yeah, some serious suds. Sounds like she's had a pretty rough time. So sending her well wishes today. I really wish she was here. But yeah, you guys just get me, Karelly, and Sydney. We are here today to do some Am I the Asshole? Because you guys have been requesting it like crazy. And we're going to be doing a whole episode dedicated to Am I the Asshole? Which is one of my favorite things. You guys did it once when I was on maternity leave, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely miss doing that because I haven't done it since probably, June? May?
It's been going on a year maybe now. Or maybe not a year. Maybe like 6 months.
Something like that.
Yeah, because we did it before you.
In the spring, maybe.
Like when you were pregnant with you on the show.
Well, it's one of my favorite things to do because basically, if you've never seen one of these, people present situations where they think that someone they know could be the asshole in the situation, or they think it might be them. And they want help to decide. So they turn to the internet, and here we are to judge and make a final call on if they are the asshole or not.
We are the jury?
Yes, we are the jury. We will be making the decision. Oh, we have our gavel, which is broken thanks to me.
Oh, yeah, we needed to like glue that.
I was actually shopping for new gavels on Amazon last night. Look at this, guys.
Yeah, RIP.
What even happened? Oh, I literally just ripped it apart.
You literally twisted its neck off.
You know what? That's ADHD for you. This is just how it goes. So yeah, it's been a quiet day around the office without Janelle. Today is Halloween when we are recording, and I'm not in costume. I guess I could be a mom because I am literally covered in spit up and milk right now.
That's
and
true.
Probably a little poop. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's on this sweatshirt? Look at my sleeve.
Nice.
Oh, that's a baby. That's a baby
My
mom.
pants, I've got it all over. I'm just covered. So yay for me. But yeah, it's Halloween. I've got some Kositas earrings on, you guys, made by Karelly. Be sure to check out Kositas.
I think we're all wearing some
Thank you
today.
so much. Yes. Let's see Sid's. What do you got, Sid?
I got some pumpkins.
Oh, so cute.
And I got the little bats. I really see them.
Yes. Oh,
But
Cute.
festive. We're feeling a little festive today.
dude, I love your earrings.
Thank you.
You just
I appreciate
are
it.
so creative. All right, guys, should we just jump right in today? Make some decision on these assholes?
Yes.
All right.
Do it.
Okay, let's just jump into it with this one. This one is really interesting. I want to hear people's thoughts on this. So, am I the asshole for kicking a server out of my wedding? I, a 25-year-old female, and my husband, 30-year-old male, just got married last Friday, and we planned our dream wedding down to the Dream Catering Company. The wedding was beautiful, and after the pictures, we headed out for cocktail hour, and that's when I saw her. My guests were all told to wear dark colors, so my husband and I stood out. I also asked my guests to wear minimal makeup, and I had assumed that applied to the staff too. Okay, pause. What do we think about this makeup rule?
Yeah, that's a little bridezilla-y, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, really? I think you could have someone wear dark colors. I don't think that's too much. I mean,
But if you're like telling them what they can and can't put on their face.
yeah, that is, I think, crossing the line.
Yeah.
I think asking your guests like, hey, we're trying to do this theme thing. If you could all wear dark colors, that would be great. That's okay. You know, it's like,
I'm feeling a little insecure vibes from the bra. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe, but a little bit.
I mean, maybe it's kind of strange to, request that people don't wear makeup so you can, that's
so
just,
you shine. Yeah.
that would really bother me if I was going to that wedding. Okay, so back into the story here. The server, 19-year-old-ish female, had clearly too much eyeliner on.
God forbid.
She also had diamond studs in her ears and a flashy ring, and one of those ugly nose studs. The staff's uniform was a black long-sleeve shirt, but on her, it was too low cut, and her pants were far too tight. Sounds like you're just judging this person on their body.
And they're working.
It's literally, she's wearing the uniform that you picked out or their company wears. I mean, but
Yeah.
it's hers that's too low, and okay, the pants are too tight just on her.
And the nose
All right.
stud ring. Don't forget.
It was super distracting, she says. She was walking around serving drinks and talking to my guests. I asked another member of the staff to speak to their boss. And when their boss came out, I pointed out the server and asked that she be dealt with because she was super distracting. Their boss apologized and called the server back into the kitchen. Not even an hour later, the server was back out serving food for dinner. I called the boss over again and asked if this server could work in the back or go home. And her boss said that they were short-staffed tonight, so she would see what could be done. After a couple hours of not seeing her, I saw the server again behind the bar. I called the boss out one last time and told her if the server didn't leave, I would be calling the cops.
Oh my God.
The boss finally relented and told the girl to go home. My husband and mother-in-law said that I was acting crazy and that I probably got this poor college kid fired over nothing. My mother and maid of honor said, it's my wedding, so I can do as I please.
Okay.
It's my wedding and I don't want someone overshining me. And the server should know that while she's at work and not dress up so much. I do feel kind of bad because she was pretty young. Am I the ass?
Oh my God.
I think unanimously.
What do we think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Major asshole.
She just was wearing
Major
earrings,
asshole.
like
Yeah.
diamond earrings or whatever, with a ring. Like she wasn't even
with a
wearing
ring.
anything that was like. I mean, I can understand if someone had like. I mean, this is even like extremely intense. Like I would never care, but like if it did bother her, can you imagine if someone had like a bunch of earrings or like really intense like tats on their face or something like that,
or like a lot of makeup or whatever it may be. But she did have she had a little bit too much eyeliner.
Yeah, it sounds like it was very minimal things to complain about. Not that you should really complain about a server who's working at your fucking wedding.
Right.
How entitled can you be? And you know what I think? The first thing that kind of popped into my mind with this one is how sad is it that this is your wedding day, the day you're marrying the person you love. It's such a joyous occasion for you to be distracted by the server's eyeliner and wasting part of your night calling over their boss and fighting multiple times to get them out of there.
Yeah.
Like
that was bothering you
out.
that bad? I mean, come on. Well, when I was getting married, I just remember I was having so much fun. Nothing could have bothered me. We straight up, the lady who did our photo, we did like a photo booth type situation and they were missing parts and the girl kept coming up to me and being like, I'm so sorry, I can't get it to work. And I was literally like, dude, whatever. And I even tipped her. I gave her a nice tip and she was like kind of shocked because, she was like, I didn't even do anything. But I was so happy that day and just filled with love that nothing could have bothered me. I can't imagine getting that upset over somebody's outfit. So insignificant.
Right. Not even their outfit. It was literally the fact that she outshined the bride.
Yeah.
And it's like, you said it yourself. So that's a whole lot of insecurity right there.
Major cringe.
Big cringe.
Yeah. I'm going to say you're an asshole on 2 counts. 1 count of being bossy and telling your whole group of guests who are making time for your wedding that they can't wear makeup. Okay. Dude, where do you get off? Asshole for that. You're also an asshole for the way that you treated the server because you could have gotten her fired. And let's hope that whoever is running this catering business has a brain and didn't actually fire her over this.
Right.
I'm sure she was fine, but just how annoying.
And also the boss even said that they were short staffed. So if they had sent the server home, then that would have meant that the catering wouldn't have been to the
level that you wanted it anyway.
Exactly.
They're here to help you.
Yeah. Imagine how that chick feels. Like she probably was like, I'm so confused. Like I'm wearing what I'm supposed to.
Or like being told that you can't work, you can't serve food, you have to go to the back and work in the back. That's so fucking rude.
Yeah. And I feel like to harp on someone's personal looks like that is so just extreme and weird. But to go after someone who's wearing a nose stud and diamond earrings
and a ring.
Dude, I don't know. You got your priorities all wrong. Asshole on 2 counts. Okay, this one is good. I am a 28-year-old female engaged to a 35-year-old male, and everything was fine until I found out he got me my ring off of AliExpress for under $250. The design is very simple. It's a solid moissanite on a 14-karat gold band. I don't expect him to break his pockets for a ring, but I thought he would at least get a ring that was more than 1 to 2 hours of his work pay. Yes, that's right. He makes $200 to $300 an hour. Was it wrong of me to complain about the ring? He said I was being materialistic. I never thought I would be the kind of person to be so bothered about materialism. Like, if he was a teacher, barely making it, I would be happy with this ring. But I feel like I was an afterthought or a spontaneous thought that he didn't put much thought into. So, was I an asshole to complain about him getting me a ring that is 1 hour of his wage from AliExpress? And no, I am not with him for the money. And I don't mean to offend anyone with my word cheap. All right, guys, what do you think about this one?
It's a tough one, I think.
Yeah.
Because in one way, like, you're with them not for money, you're with them for love, right?
Yes.
So, like, that shouldn't really mean any, like, the price of the ring really shouldn't mean much.
I think it's fair that it's bothersome. I mean, I don't know. It's unless she had never made it clear, like, anything, like, say anything beforehand, like, oh, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Or, you know, if she really has never said much about it, then I mean, you can't really get upset about the ring. But what do you think? How would you act? Or how would you feel?
I think that's tough because it's really just a personal opinion on it, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I feel like you should get what you want. And if you feel that he's able to afford more, I don't think there's anything wrong with at least expressing that to him or being a little disappointed. This is something that maybe you're going to wear the rest of your life. And maybe she's doubting the quality. Like, I don't think she's an asshole for questioning it. I think she'd be more of an asshole if she was demanding it and just be like, how dare he? I think she's still being fairly reasonable about it. And he is making a lot. I mean, $200 to $300 an hour, that's quite a bit. So to spend less than 1 hours of work on your ring, I get it. But yeah, for some people, I think it wouldn't make a difference to them. I mean, I know people that get married with like ring pops and random, like, it just doesn't matter to some people. Right. So
depending on like their lifestyle, like maybe she's used to him like buying more like like nicer, more expensive things. So like maybe that's what kind of like took her off guard is like, I think that's more of what it is. Like, I feel like she was kind of caught off guard.
Yes.
Because based on this, he makes a lot of money an hour. So,
right.
I mean, guessing on that, they could be, pretty well off. So, but also, I don't know.
It's a tough situation. Because I get where the guy's kind of coming from too, of like, maybe one of the reasons he loves her so much is because she's not materialistic at all. And he was a little caught off guard by it. I don't know. It's a tough situation for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she's the asshole. But.
No, I don't really think either of them are assholes because it really shouldn't matter. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're going to wear this for a long ass time. So probably want something of quality.
And yeah, I would probably be a little upset if my partner made this much money and got me a really inexpensive ring, right?
Yeah.
Like, is this what I'm worth to you? Or
and I would be a little concerned about where the fact that he's sourcing it from AliExpress. It's probably if it's a diamond, or I guess it's a moissanite. I mean, it could have come from a bad situation too. Yeah. Something that's bad for the environment, or a blood diamond. I mean, who knows? I would be more concerned about that too.
Yeah.
All right. Am I the asshole for laughing at my mother-in-law when she ate my snacks and got way too high?
Ooh.
My wife and I just moved back to her hometown. We love living in a big city, but we had agreed that when we got married and started a family, we would make a move to a small town. It sort of sucks, but I am only a 45-minute drive from the theater and good restaurants. So it's not like we're in the middle of the woods. We live in Canada, and weed is fully legal here. I like to make weed butter and cook with it. I make brownies or fudge, and my wife and I both partake. Well, not her so much right now because she is breastfeeding. My wife insisted that we would give her mom a key for emergencies. I disagree, but I lost the vote. So we talked about it, and I said I was fine with it, but only for emergencies. She wasn't to use it to come over and clean up or anything like that. Her mom agreed, and we gave her a key. Well, she followed the rules for about 2 months. And my wife is now out of town in the city for the weekend visiting friends. And since it's a 2-hour drive to that side of the city, she's just going to stay there. I came home last night and found my mother-in-law high as a kite in my living room. She had decided that since my wife was out of town, I needed a home-cooked meal. One thing led to another, and she found some fudge. She was so high that all she was doing was staring at the TV. and indica will do that to you. So I called my wife and laughed my ass off. She was giving me shit for letting her mom get so high and laughing at her on top of that. Mother-in-law is currently resting in the guest bedroom. My wife's stepdad came to get her, but she's not moving. We had a few beers and watched the Jays get destroyed. She came into our home, ate my stuff without permission, and I'm not really upset. She is super helpful and has always been nice to me. I just think it's hilarious. But my wife says I'm an asshole for laughing at her mom. Small update. Just talked to mother-in-law. She absolutely knew what she was eating. She just hadn't had any in a while, and I guess was hoping to experience more of like a Cheech and Chong situation, but wasn't used to the genetically modified hybrid that I buy.
That's hilarious.
She was blazed off her ass. What do we think? Is he the asshole?
Absolutely. I don't think so.
I don't think
all.
so. What if he yelled at her, maybe.
What?
What is it?
It's old.
I know I've heard it before, but how does it reference with weed? Like,
because it's like
Chong,
giggly and like more giggly, goofy kind of.
So she was just like incapacitated, zoned, indica. Yeah,
she was like
more like goofy and fun. Yeah. I definitely don't think he's the asshole. I don't think she's the asshole either, though.
No, I don't think so. And
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was a little rude to just come into their house, but she was making food and he said it was fine.
Yeah.
So.
And like they seem to have a really good relationship. And
that was an issue. But I mean, it's kind of been said like they're not surprised that she showed up.
Right.
Like, they had to really tell her like, hey, don't. I think the wife's a little bit needs to chill.
Yeah. She's the asshole.
I think she needs a brownie.
Yeah, she does. Clearly. Well, poor thing's breastfeeding. She can't have any.
Oh, that's right. I think the wife would be considered more if we have to claim an asshole here. I think it's the wife.
All he did was laugh. I would laugh.
Oh yeah,
I would think that's hilarious.
My ass off.
What is he supposed to be like? Ugh.
It would be worse if he like got mad at her and like ruined her high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think so.
And the mom-in-law knew what she was doing.
I am a 26-year-old female and I'm getting married in 3 months. Both of my sisters, Sadie, 29F, and Olivia, 20F, female, are my maid of honors. My wedding is going to be elegant and big, as the groom and I have a lot of family and friends. We've always dreamt of having this extravagant wedding. I have a good relationship with both sisters. However, my younger sister, Olivia, has made the process a bit difficult as a bridesmaid. I chose a light, dusty pink color for the bridesmaids' dresses and let the girls pick out what styles they wanted. I love when people do that. Immediately, Olivia said that she's going to feel insecure as she is so pale that the dress will make her look red. I suggested a spray tan, as the color of the dress had already been set in stone to match the rest of my wedding, but she said absolutely not. I didn't hear anything else about the dresses, but now I'm in a predicament with her again, and I'm not sure if I've made a mistake by making such a big deal out of this. Olivia regularly highlighted her dark brown hair with blonde for years, but she decided about a year ago to grow it out and let it get healthy, meaning no dye. A month or so in, her hair didn't look terrible, more of like a balayage situation, but now we're at the year mark, and her roots are straight up brown, and there is a straight line, no blending, of blonde for the last 8 inches of her hair. Olivia has insisted that she has her hair down during the wedding. However, I don't want her roots and hair on full display during the pictures, ceremony, and throughout the night. I love my sister and respect what she wants to do with her hair. However, her hair is an eyesore, and I've never seen anyone let their hair look like this for this long. I told her I would pay for anything that she wants done to it, as long as her roots were at least a little bit blended before the wedding. She said that she doesn't want to put any more chemicals on it and is leaving it and won't change her mind. So I told my hairdresser about Olivia's point of view because we go to the same hairdresser. And she told me that there are plenty of things that she can do for her hair that can make it look blended and still be healthy. Olivia refuses, despite me offering to pay and telling our hairdresser that she could make subtle changes and still preserve her hair. I should add that her hair is not breaking or fried. She simply wanted a break from dyeing it to get it as healthy as she could and grow it out. This day is one of the most important of my life, and having someone in my wedding party with unkept roots is something I don't want. I am not asking her to cut it or change the color, just blend or transition the colors. She's irritated because my other sister and mother-in-law have told her that she should change it for the sake of not ruining our pictures. Am I the asshole?
I'm a little conflicted on this one, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, let's hear about it.
I guess I don't think that the sister who doesn't want to dye their hair is being an asshole.
Really?
Is that the question?
Yeah. Or who's the asshole?
Who do you think's the asshole?
I think it's
the bride or the sister.
I think it's a little bit more the bride, to be honest.
Really?
Really?
A little bit.
I have to disagree.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's literally just, I mean, I can see where she's coming from. Like the photos, like you can't just like blend your hair for one. Like, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I think that maybe the sister, like the younger sister, is being a little inconsiderate, but it's her hair and like, I don't know. I don't know. I would probably do this, especially if I wasn't trying to like, ruin my hair or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But also the sister is offering to pay for it. So maybe I would. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and is making sure that the hairdresser is going to do it in a way that's not going to damage her hair.
Yeah, you're right.
But don't let us convince you. I mean, your opinion is valid.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that.
Would you want someone to do it for you if this was your, like, say it was your wedding, you had photos? Just wondering, like, maybe it doesn't always matter to everybody.
I think this is where it comes in because I've literally never thought about my wedding or anything, so I've never really cared about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where I'm at. Like, I personally wouldn't care either way.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think she's the asshole. But also, I understand, like, this is, like, weddings are such a big deal. Like, they're a huge deal for so many people because it is your day. I could understand and see why the bride wants everything to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as for me, coming as somebody who, well, this girl's also 20 years old, so she's on the younger side too. So she probably doesn't know or understand how important this is to her sister.
Right.
So I think that's like the side that I'm more on.
Okay.
But I don't think that the bride is necessarily the asshole though, because she's giving her options to take care of it and stuff and to fix it. But what do you think?
Well, personally, I think the sister's being a little bit difficult, and it's hard, right? I mean, it depends on how you see weddings and if you think they're a big deal or not, but they're really expensive and they're having a really big one. And you look at these pictures forever. I mean, I'm constantly looking at my wedding photos. They're all over our house and bridesmaids and everything. And I mean, I think it would personally kind of bother me if I was willing to pay for it and there was a way to make it more blended. And she's not even just a bridesmaid. This is her sister.
And the maid of honor.
And asking someone to be a maid of honor is a big deal. It's really a privilege to get that kind of title. It's showing someone you really care about them. And I would want to make their day easier and happier.
Well, when you ask someone to be your maid of honor,
right?
It's like you're asking them to, I mean, that role is just someone that's going to help manage and help get things going and help you make this day happen. And they're
going to stand right next to you in the pictures of you marrying this person.
Right. And if 8 inches, that's a lot.
That's a lot. It's not like it's just a tiny, her roots or.
In a straight line. I mean.
That's not to say I definitely don't think you should be able to dictate what everyone in your wedding party looks like.
No, right. No.
You know, if someone had a piercing or something like that or a tattoo and you wanted them to cover it, that would be, to me, crossing the line and you would be the asshole.
Yeah,
but if it's something like this, that they're in a mid-transition, you're willing to pay for it. So also, why not? And she's not going to like kick her out of the wedding over it. So she's really not an asshole. She's just asking.
The sister should be more considerate, and the sister shouldn't be so difficult because you're right. I can see where you guys are coming from.
It's a hard one though.
It's a hard
because
one.
Maybe it's something that shouldn't matter.
But it does because because you are gonna have those pictures forever,
right?
And you're gonna go back and look at those. And honestly, okay, one thing too is Olivia should probably do it because, like, let's say 10 years to get down the line, and Olivia's looking at these pictures, like, and then she hates her hair because it was like, you're
gonna have these framed around your house, and you're gonna see them all the time. It's kind of like, do you really want to look back? Well, it's weird, too, that she's not willing to just put her hair up because they could probably style her hair up. Yeah. That would make it a little less
noticeable.
Harsh.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's like, it needs to be down and I'm not going to help with anything. It's just, and she made a big deal about the dresses. I would personally be bothered because It is. It's about the bride.
Yeah, I'd be like, are you the one getting married or am I the one getting married?
Right.
Like, you're right. And I think it's just because I have like no experience with weddings. So thank you guys for not swaying me, but for teaching me.
You're welcome. Well, yeah, I think on that one, the bride is not the asshole. Bride is definitely an asshole in the last one, though.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Last asshole is an asshole.
I like the bride ones. These are good. Okay. Next is, am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that I will call the cops for child abandonment the moment that she steps out of the house? Me, 25-year-old male. My brother is a 27-year-old male. His name is Jack. His wife is named Jill. Obviously, these are cover names. She's 25. All right. So it all started when Jack and Jill got pregnant. Their lease almost ended, and my parents invited them to stay at our house. The day came. Jack asked me why I haven't moved out of my room yet. I was confused. Like, what the fuck? He told me that he and Jill will be at my room and that I will go to the guest room. I refused, but my parents got mad. We got into a fight and I lost, and I ended up in a much smaller guest room. Then Jill had a problem with my cooking. I ate scrambled eggs with mozzarella and avocado every day for breakfast, and she couldn't stand the smell. She asked me to stop. I refused, and my parents got involved, so I had to stop. There were problems with other food, too. I had to stop cooking them. I was told I must be more accommodating because she is pregnant. Like, that is my problem.
That's a man
Which
thing
I will
to say.
The smells can really get you in pregnancy and make you super sick. So I get why she's requesting. But it is his house. Then Jill started to boss me around. We were alone for 8 hours while my parents and Jack worked. She obviously thought I would be her personal maid. I refused. She threw a temper tantrum like always. And again, we had a big fight. And this fight included Jack and my parents. I was told that she had a high-risk pregnancy and would be on bed rest. And I am the asshole for not helping her. I told Jack that he knocked her up, so it's his responsibility. I stood my ground, and in the end, Jill's cousin came to help her sometimes. Then Jill gave birth to my nephew. I congratulated them when they came home, and that's it. I don't like babies, so I mostly keep to myself now. But that doesn't stop Jill from asking for favors. Please watch the baby while I take a shower. Please watch it while I make some food, etc. I always refuse, and we have all had new fights over this over and over again. It all came to a head last Friday when she asked me to watch my nephew while she goes to the pharmacy for baby formula. I refused. She got mad, and we got in a fight. She grabbed her purse to go anyway, and I told her that the moment she walks out the door, I will call the police for child abandonment. I was serious, and she knew it. She broke down and screamed what a horrible human being I am, then ran to her room. She had a complete mental breakdown. When Jack and my parents came home, we all had the biggest fight yet. Jack accused me of hating Jill and my nephew, upon other things. I told him I refuse to bond because they will weaponize him against me. I told my parents enough is enough, and they can't believe they raised such a selfish human being. And that either I help them or I move out. And I'm thinking the second option. Am I the asshole? Edit, and this is important. I work from home and pay 50% of all household expenses, including the mortgage. Jack and Jill do not contribute anything for expenses. We have a tough one on our hands here, ladies. What do we think?
This one's going to take some thinking about.
I know,
because
it's a little difficult.
It's a little difficult. What do you think?
I kind of think the sister-in-law because...
Is the asshole?
Yeah, because it's like there was never said just because like you bring a baby home. I mean, it's unfortunate that he's like that, but...
Right.
And like she's been kind of a bitch to him. Like, it seems like since she moved in, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of a little...
I think he's also being very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could be nicer, right?
Right.
It'd be better if he could be a nice
brother. It would make the situation a little
care
easier.
About his nephew. But it's like, does he have the obligation to do that at the end of the day? I don't think so, because he does pay 50% of household expenses and he's been booted to the guest room. That's bullshit.
Right.
Jack and Jill get the better bedroom and they don't pay shit. I don't know.
he's being treated like the little brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're 25 and 27 years old. So I'm guessing this is just like not great for like the family dynamic. I'm sure it's the same family dynamic that it was when they were children.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see where like that, it's almost like that jealousy, not jealousy, but like, but I can see where that's
rivalry.
Like, rivalry, jealousy. Like I can see where that is coming out here.
Yeah.
But this guy doesn't owe his brother.
Right.
He doesn't owe him like taking care of his pregnant wife.
No, I think this guy should probably just move out. I mean, that sounds like a bad situation for all of them to be living under one roof.
It just sounds very toxic.
And then him and her together all day, like for the 8 hours.
It's a little assholey to not try to help with the smells and stuff. I know it's annoying to people, especially if they're high risk, because this is your family member that she's carrying. So I do see like their frustration, but for her to just leave, why not take the baby with you if you're going to go get formula?
Yeah.
That seems really weird to just dump your baby off with someone who clearly doesn't care or isn't going to be responsible.
That just sounds unsafe.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, is it a little, I don't know, maybe he should call the police. Because if she's really just willing to, he's saying, no, I'm not going to watch your child. And she's like, whatever, and still leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, I mean, he works from home, so he's probably home almost all the time. So, I mean, being in an environment like that and just not being able to you're already working from home. I feel like you can't really separate that from, you know what I mean? Like your personal life from your work life, and your personal life is already kind of shitty because your brother-in-law or because your brother and your sister-in-law kind of suck. Like that just kind of like all adds into a more negative outview of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's in a tough situation. I think you're right. I think he should move out.
Yeah. I think he's kind of being a little bit of a dick, but he has the right to be a dick, and he should probably.
It's not like an unsolicited.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
so who do you think? Kind of like who do you?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it is your nephew, your family member, but you have the right to be that way if you want. Yeah, it's not like you signed up for this. You didn't have the baby, so
not your baby.
Yeah, and you're paying the rent, and they're not, so it's your house in a way. I don't know.
What do you think of the parents, though? What do you think of the parents? Like,
I don't know enough about the parents, I feel, to really make a decision on them.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Jill's kind of an asshole. And I think he's kind of an asshole too, but
yeah,
he kind of has the right to be an asshole, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You really didn't ask for any of this.
I want to know more about the situation.
I do too. I feel like there's more about Jack and Jill that we could know here.
Sounds like brutal.
I know.
Live in that situation.
Sounds really intense. All right. Am I the asshole for using my wife's $400 hair dryer on my nards? What's up, Reddit? 35-year-old male here. My wife, 32 female, bought herself this awesome hairdryer from Dyson last month, and she paid over $400 for it. It is easily the coolest hairdryer that I have ever seen. It's silver and purple, and it has this really cool design. Reminds me of the plasma rifle from Halo. It's also super quiet. You can dry your hair in stealth mode.
That's hilarious.
I was impressed by this dryer, so I asked my wife if I could use it too. And she said that I could use it whenever I wanted. And it was good that I use it to get our money's worth. I started using it every morning after my shower to dry my hair instead of just a towel and air drying like I used to. I have short hair, so it only takes like a minute to dry. Still felt like I wasn't getting much use out of it, so I started experimenting. I tried drying my armpits, which makes applying deodorant much nicer. And I started drying down below. Side note, 100% do recommend. Without getting much into detail, it just feels a lot more hygienic throughout the day. This morning, my wife walked into the bathroom after my shower and saw something perhaps she wasn't meant to see. For the record, I did not intend for her to come in, but I didn't have the door locked. I had one foot on the floor, one on the counter.
Hell yeah.
Love that stance. Hair dryer in hand, pointed towards Venus and Earth. I may have also been humming the Halo theme. That's so funny. My wife had a bit of a freak out and was like, "What are you doing?" I stopped and reminded her that she said I could use the dryer whenever I wanted. She countered with me saying that she didn't say I could use it in that way. So I'm not sure if my wife has a point here. I definitely did not explicitly state how I was going to use the dryer, but there was no conversation of limitations beforehand. So am I the asshole? What do we think?
I think that you have a dry asshole.
That's right.
No, I mean, I don't think he's an asshole. I think
he's funny.
Yeah, I think he's funny. But what's the difference, really? I mean, hair is hair.
Right. And like, I mean, it's
touching it.
I was going to say, it's not like he's touching his skin to it.
No. Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of nice.
I
mean, I'd be proud of Josh. Be like, look at you being all hygienic.
Yeah, no. And especially like, use my $400 air dryer so we can, get our money's worth.
Dude, I got to say, I've got the Dyson dryer. It is nice. Like, I got it completely for free from Ulta with all my reward points and no regrets. That thing works really well. And I could easily, I've used it a few times just like cool my face off. I don't know. It's something about the air.
Really?
Well, you can make it cold and yeah. It's just kind of,
my mom has
how you'd want to use it on your junk.
Right.
Like a nice experience. Maybe.
I would think it's really funny if I walked in and like, because Jared never uses the blow dryer. Like I've never, he just doesn't use it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He uses his hat. But if he was like blow drying himself,
it'd be funny. I think it'd be so funny. I'd die laughing.
Honestly, it's so something that Josh would do and probably has done, honestly. He uses my Dyson all the time to dry his hair. He always uses my hair dryer, whatever I've had, to dry his hair. He likes to style it and dry it. And I like when he does that too. And I wouldn't be surprised if he would try something like that because he's a very cleanly Virgo guy. I mean,
also, I mean, it makes sense. Like if it's already kind of cold and you're like, you're already doing your armpits. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's
just dry up the air. I'm sure it takes like 20 seconds. Just
exactly.
A quick dry.
And like, what if it's probably more hygienic than a fucking towel.
And I agree with him that they didn't discuss limitations. She didn't tell him not to use it on his balls.
What did she say? She said you can use it
whenever you want.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good that he's using it to get their money.
Was he using it on the front or the back?
I think the both.
Oh, just the whole area.
I think the whole area. Yeah.
Right. Yes. You know what? No asshole here. I think the wife is a bit of an asshole for getting mad. I don't know how mad she actually got, but he is not the asshole.
No. I'm glad we all agree.
Guys, you know what just sucks? Oftentimes, the prettiest bras are the most uncomfortable bras. I hate feeling forced to have to choose between style and comfort when I go bra shopping. Some of the best looking bras just feel terrible, and the super comfortable ones have no personality. And you shouldn't have to choose between the two. So one brand created a third way, Third Love, created for women by women. Third Love has spent years researching and designing the perfect bras that feel just as good as they look. And it is so important to feel good in our bras. Nothing is worse than wearing a bra that you feel uncomfortable in. I seriously hate it. Or one that doesn't fit you right. You gotta have one that fits you perfectly. It makes such a difference. And what's great about Third Love is you get an awesome online shopping experience and access to the fitting room quiz. And I'll always remember that when I first took the fitting room quiz, I was actually in the wrong bra size. And thanks to Third Love, I am currently wearing the correct bra size. Third Love was founded on the belief that you deserve a bra designed for your body. With their data-driven approach to sizing, Third Love found that 50% of women are in between sizes. So of course they invented half cups, and they carry more than 60 sizes from A to H. And they put so much thought into every detail. They have tagless labels, slip-free straps, and really nice fabrics that are super comfortable on the skin. The co-founders, Heidi and Rael, are both moms, so Third Love has bras for every stage of life, even nursing, which is fantastic. Having just gone through all that myself, I know how important it is to have those options. And here at the Sesh, we love Third Love because they give back. They are the largest donor of undergarments in the United States, and they've donated over $40 million worth of bras to people in need by partnering with organizations nationwide. So break the bad bra cycle with Third Love and join more than 10 million happy boobs and counting. Take the fitting room quiz and get 20% off your first order at thirdlove.com/sesh. That's 20% off when you shop at thirdlove.com/sesh. Guys, we all know that nowadays we look at reviews for everything, for shopping experiences, restaurants, movies. I mean, we always want to know what everyone thinks before we take the risk and go for it. I mean, if you're looking for brunch spots, I know that you're poring over lists and lists of reviews. So why not do the same when looking to book a doctor's appointment? With ZocDoc, you can see real, verified patient reviews to help find the right doctor in your network and in your neighborhood. After all, finding the right doctor is just as, if not more, important than finding the right plate of Eggs Benedict. I am a big fan of ZocDoc. I have been using it for a long time, far before they even started sponsoring this show. And let me tell you why I love it so much. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. And on ZocDoc, you can find every specialist under the sun, whether you're looking to straighten your teeth, fix an achy back, or get that mole checked out. ZocDoc has you covered. And ZocDoc's mobile app makes it as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting delivery to your house. You can search, find, and book doctors in just a few taps. You just go to ZocDoc.com, find the doctor that's right for you, book an appointment, in person or remotely, that works for your schedule, which is why I love it so much. It's just so convenient. And every month, millions of people are finding the convenience too and using ZocDoc. It's definitely my personal go-to whenever I need to find and book a quality doctor. So check it out today. Go to ZocDoc.com/sesh and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. Again, that's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/sesh. ZocDoc.com/sesh. Okay, so am I the asshole for returning my daughter's birthday cake after I discovered that my wife made changes to it? I am a 37-year-old male and I have a daughter who's 13. Her name's Olivia, from a former relationship. Currently, I am married to my wife who has a daughter who's 16 named Brittany. So Brittany is the opposite of Olivia. For example, Brittany's a social kid and Olivia is an introvert. The list is long, but they're just complete opposite. So Olivia's 13th birthday was 2 days ago and she loves chocolate. And I decided that this was the flavor I was going to go with when I contacted the bakery. However, my wife objected since Brittany absolutely hates chocolate and suggested we go with vanilla. I said no way, because for one, Olivia hates vanilla and it's her birthday, so she gets to have cake with her favorite flavor. My wife got upset and took it as in I had no regard for Brittany and that we should just choose a neutral flavor instead. I shut that down and said no more discussing this because I've already decided to go with what Olivia wanted. At the day of the birthday, I was supposed to go get the cake, but I was surprised to see my wife coming home after picking up the cake from the bakery. I looked at it and discovered that it wasn't a chocolate cake, but a vanilla cake with small pieces of chocolate on top. I got pissed thinking they got my order wrong and was about to contact them. But then my wife said there was no mistake. She called the bakery the day before and made some slight changes to the cake to please both girls. I was stunned and I lost it on her. I asked why the hell she did that. She got defensive, saying that birthdays are no excuse to show favoritism and that her daughter is watching and observing how I'm treating both girls. I told her off since I was the one paying for it and then called the bakery and explained what happened. I had the cake returned and replaced with a chocolate cake. And although this one is smaller, it was fine. My wife declined to take part in the celebration.
Oh my God.
And later we got in a huge argument where she called me controlling and selfish for returning the cake instead of using it as an opportunity to teach Olivia to compromise so everyone's happy. Now I'm teaching her to be, quote, selfish. I said that my daughter gets to act selfish on her birthday and that she, my wife, is teaching her daughter to be entitled. Word for word, and that led to a bigger argument. And we're not talking as of now. Am I the asshole for returning the cake and not taking my wife's input into consideration? What do you think?
I want to hear yours first.
Okay, well, yeah, I think the wife's the asshole, in my opinion. I think it's low-key bad parenting to teach your kid that someone else's birthday
is about you.
Has anything to do with them. I mean, they're going to go places where they're, you know, they might be at the office and someone's going to have a chocolate birthday cake and what, they're just going to throw a fit.
Right.
I mean, this is part of life. You don't always get what you want, especially when it's not your birthday.
Yeah.
Right.
And yes, the birthday is, and it's a perfect opportunity to show favoritism, quote unquote.
Because it's their birthday.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works. I feel like the mom is being, or the wife is being way over the top by trying to get her daughter exactly what she wants. And yeah, teaching her just bad social skills.
Yeah.
And it's kind of slighting your stepdaughter. You're hopefully trying to build a relationship with that. You're just completely ignoring what she wants. It really should be all about the daughter whose birthday it is. I mean, worst case, she doesn't eat the cake. Whatever.
Right. Like, then she doesn't
get on with your life. Yeah. Get her some chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream or whatever. I mean, it's just such a non-issue. Seems like something really stupid to pick a fight over.
Yeah. And especially saying that like she did a vanilla cake with chocolate on top to to please both of them. That's literally not how it is, because it's a vanilla cake that her daughter wanted. So no, it's not.
If anything, maybe you add some vanilla chocolate to the top or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Vanilla chocolate. I don't know. It seems kind of weird that she was like, okay, well, I'll compromise for the birthday girl by getting like some chocolate shavings on the top. Like,
right. And then going behind the husband's back and calling the bakery after like, this is his child. Like, sure, I mean, they have a shared family, but
it's his daughter.
It's his daughter. And the way that she's going about Brittany is so like, it's having the opposite effect of what she's trying to do with Olivia,
I feel like
the younger one.
Creating problems that wouldn't have been there otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
If they just accept now that they're a blended family and we celebrate other people's birthdays here, you know?
Right.
It gives me like major bad stepmom, stepdad.
Yeah.
The kid vibes of like the mom.
Evil stepmom vibes?
Kind of, but like more so the fact like that she wants like everything, like, you know, her daughter or not, like her stepdaughter gets, her daughter gets it too, or just isn't making, I don't know. It just makes me feel like there's some underlying like issues. It's not really about the cake. I think there's some deeper.
Yes, there seems like there's a lot more to this. It seems like a battle that she was willing to fight because of other things that are bothering her.
Right.
Or she feels like her daughter isn't included enough, or he hasn't accepted her. Like maybe she's got her own opinions, but.
And they even said that Brittany, the woman, like the wife's daughter, is the one that's more outgoing, and she can, I guess she's just, more outgoing, and Olivia is a little bit more of an introvert.
They're different, vanilla and chocolate.
Yeah.
Also, we all come together at the end.
Brittany is a little bit older, so she should really be a little bit more mature in this
3 years
situation. That I mean, as a 16-year-old, you know that somebody else's birthday isn't about you, right? Like, I mean, I knew that at 16.
Yeah. I wonder if Brittany was actually making a big deal of it, or it's her mom.
Just her mom
pulling some bullshit.
I kind of feel like there's like a battle going on in this family, like 2v2. You know what I mean? And
that's rough for the kids.
Yeah, it does.
I just feel bad for both of them. Okay, next up we have, am I the asshole for calling my dad a creepy pervert for making comments about how my running clothes are too revealing? I am a 19-year-old female, and I picked up running as a new hobby, and I was going for a run outside today. It's hot where I live, here in Southern California. My dad saw my running clothes, a runner sports bra, and Nike shorts, and made rude comments about how it's so revealing and that you could see my cleavage and inner thighs in it. And he insisted I change out of it. I called him a creepy pervert for making these comments about my body when I'm literally just in standard exercise clothes. And by the way, men go on runs shirtless all the time. And he got really upset and is now not talking to me or won't make eye contact with me. I asked him what his deal is, and he said that I was extremely offensive and unfair to him, and that he'd never thought I'd call him something like that. So now I feel bad, but I don't feel like I was wrong to say what I was feeling at the time. Am I the asshole? Do I owe him an apology? What do you think?
I think the dad felt like he was called out.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's being like awkward about it. Because, I mean, maybe he didn't think about it in that way, that it probably sounded pervy or anything.
Right.
But like hindsight, he probably realized that it did, and it probably like kind of hurt him a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't think she owes him an apology because she made him feel uncomfortable because what he said wasn't, you know what I mean? Like,
maybe he should have just said it in a different, because I think what he's saying is valid. I mean, it's his daughter. I know that if I ever wore something that was kind of revealing, or maybe my dad would, I mean, he's 19, so there's also that. But I mean, if I put something on that was pretty raunchy, I mean, I could see my dad being like, hey, why are you wearing that? Whatever. But he wouldn't necessarily go tell me to take it off. But like, I think the inner thigh part and cleavage part, I'm like, that part is a little strange. But
yeah,
I think being a dad, I think it's fair to say, like, I don't know, I'm used to that. So
growing up, my dad, he was very like verbal about what he like if he liked my clothes or not. So I just making a comment that is like a little like not necessarily sexual at all, but like cleavage and inner thigh. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it could
that.
bring up those.
It could bring up that feeling that it's like, ooh, like why is my dad thinking about me in that way?
I think that's what's missing here is we don't know exactly what he said to her. All she says is he made rude comments about how it's revealing. So we don't know, like if he called her
a name,
slutty or something. That would really be, I think. He would. There would be a big problem with that.
I think they both. If anything, I think they both need to talk to each other and like talk it out because.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe hearing something like that from your father is a little like could be a little triggering or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
But also I understand where the dad's coming from because he doesn't want to see his daughter in like revealing clothes.
Or maybe he's worried about her safety, which is it's like, does that make it valid? Probably not. But at the same time, it's as the traditional dad, this is how they're raised to think, you know, that if you wear this, that something could happen to you.
But it is just normal running clothes. She said it was just shorts and a sports
standard.
bra.
Yeah. So I think he should have thought more about
how he said
discussing like how he went about it. Because if he attacked her kind of in a rude way or like made her feel uncomfortable or shamed her, then he's the asshole, I think. But at the same time, if he was coming from a real place of concern, which is like, we don't really know. She could say it was rude. Calling him a creepy pervert might be a little far. But I don't know. Maybe there's more about this guy that made her want to say something like that, you know?
Right. And like, I don't know. I feel like just his reaction from this, like from what she said, his reaction that he like doesn't want to make eye contact with her, like isn't looking at her.
Yeah.
To me, it shows that like she really dug at something. Like she kind of hurt us. Like she really made him uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
and maybe there is something to that. Maybe
I don't think really either of them are the assholes. I don't think she owes him an apology. I can see how a dad would say something that would be taken as like offensive, but wouldn't have been meant that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a difficult situation that is a typical parenting moment that a lot of people face situations like this. But I don't know. I mean, if she's going to call him a creepy pervert, there's worse things.
There's worse things.
He will be okay.
And especially if he's like, if he knows he's not, then it really, those words really shouldn't mean that much to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And maybe she felt like he was being sexist because men go shirtless all the time. She's wearing a sports bra. She's covered up.
And like, also she was going to go run. So like the fact that her dad made this comment, like, what if this like kind of like triggers something in her head that like, oh, are other people also thinking this about me? That like I'm too revealing going out and
stuff like that. And like you said, to use cleavage and inner thigh, those are just kind of like icky words. The whole situation is just kind of like
if my dad told me he like something about my inner, I'd be like,
me too. I think that's a line crossed.
Yeah. I think the choice of words would have been.
I think my dad would have said something more like, "Hey, Chief, I don't know about that outfit. Let's go put on a t-shirt." You know, something he would have been goofy about it without making me feel uncomfortable. And so I think if she felt uncomfortable, she has a right to call him what she wants. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think either of them are really the assholes here.
No.
I don't know. Dad's kind of got some learning to do, though, I do think.
I think so, too.
All right. Am I the asshole for going to a restaurant that she likes, but I don't order food? We were deciding what to eat, and she really wanted to go to this restaurant. I was on board with it, but I am super picky, and I had no idea what this restaurant had. I got there, I looked at the menu, and nothing even looked semi-good. For example, all of the sandwiches had wheat bread only, and I hate wheat. Anyway, I let her order my food, and when the lady asked me what I want, I told her I wasn't eating. I told my girlfriend I wanted her to enjoy the meal, and I was happy to be there. My girlfriend got so mad that she got up and left. I left with her and asked her what the big deal was. She insists that I need to be there eating with her. We ended up going somewhere else together, but it irritated me. Am I in the wrong here? Update. It was some French cafe. I've never been to a French restaurant, but I was willing to check it out. Their menu wasn't very big. I just wanted her to enjoy a very nice meal. There was no waitress. We ordered at the counter and they put the food on the tray. Also, we had been together for 10 months, so I don't think there is much to feel awkward about. Also, I have no allergies, For the most part, I can usually find something to eat at a restaurant, but this French restaurant had nothing worth eating in my opinion. I didn't Google the menu beforehand because we've never gone to a restaurant that I couldn't find something to eat. This was just lunch, not a dinner. And I just learned that all bread is made of wheat. So we are all smart in different ways. It was some type of whole grain or sourdough. What I meant to say is I only like white bread, but brioche buns are good too. Okay, another update. 10 months into the relationship, and we never went to a place where I couldn't find something to eat. This was the first time this happened. Also, I do try new things. I'm not stubborn with it, but usually it's me trying her food because I only order things I know I will like. I don't like wasting food or my money. What do we think?
Not a partner for me. Personally. No, because it's like...
You think he's the asshole?
I mean, I don't necessarily think he's the... Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think a little bit because...
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to go out with your partner to eat and you're not going to eat anything, like that would kind of aggravate me a little bit as somebody who has like, just like, I mean, might just be me talking, but like, I don't like eating alone. And I would feel even more awkward if I was with somebody who wasn't eating and I was the only one eating. Yeah. Just because I have a relationship with food. But
I get it.
So like, I think it's weird that he, like, sure, he was like down to go to this French restaurant or whatever, but you can't find a single thing on the menu that you might, nothing. I mean, they have like, you can get a brioche bun at a French restaurant. I know you can.
Yeah.
So I think that he's being a little immature because I have an issue with picky eaters.
Okay.
Because just try it. Just try it. Like,
just fucking try it.
Like, I mean, the worst thing that'll happen is that you won't like it, right? So,
I see what you're saying.
I don't know.
But then the worst thing to him is that he's now wasted money and he doesn't want to waste money. It bothers him.
Okay, so then maybe he shouldn't have gone to eat at a restaurant where he wasn't even sure if he was going to like.
So you're saying he should have looked up the menu. He said he didn't.
I think he should have. He should have looked. To avoid
2022, look at the fucking menu.
Yeah, you could have avoided this.
I mean, I get where you're coming from because I would be really annoyed because it does say like it's going to a restaurant that she likes.
Yeah.
Also, though, she knows how he is, right? So they've been together for 10 months. Part of me thinks like if you're going to go somewhere and you do have a very picky boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be worth just throwing out there that he should look at the menu. But then if you sit down and there's nothing that he's going to eat, I mean, me personally, even if I wanted to go to a restaurant, that whole situation right there would bum me out. I wouldn't
feel comfortable eating.
No, and I would just be like, okay, well, then let's go somewhere that we both are going to eat. But like, I don't know. I think because I'm not picky, but I've been around a lot of picky people and I have this, I understand, I feel like to a point now, because when someone's picky, they're not like, that's not like they just don't like stuff like in their, you know what I mean? Like it takes like certain people to like really,
it's like a mental block a lot of the time with like picky eaters.
You know, it's hard because I totally am in this girl's shoes all the time. Josh is a super picky eater, especially with anything kind of out of the box, like French food, for example.
Yeah.
For a while, it took me so long to get him to go to a French place because he was like, no. And then now we have this French place that we love because I finally brought him and just he found something.
Yeah.
And like, I get why she didn't have him look at the menu beforehand because he probably would have ixnayed it to begin with.
True. Yeah.
I've pulled that with Josh. There was this one Greek place I really wanted to go to, and he's just so picky. He was like, it looks like really, I don't know. And I knew if he looked at the menu, he would be like, oh, it's too many,
I don't want anything. Yeah.
Weird
too many things.
Too many like gourmet things I haven't heard of. So
Jared's
I just brought him. I was like, we're going in. I want to have lunch here. He wanted to go to Jersey Mike's next door instead. I was like, no, we're going in there. And now it's one of his favorite places. We get it like once a week.
So if this guy maybe just tried it out and just like let his girlfriend take him somewhere and he was open to the idea of eating something new, maybe his mind would be open to new things.
I kind of see your point.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I was thinking like, you know, it's kind of, she should just eat her meal. And if he's not complaining and is okay with hanging out with her, then what's the big deal? But I don't know. You're kind of right. I would not like eating alone. I would be like, okay, fine, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, I would literally cave in and be like, all right, let's just go to fucking Chili's, I guess.
Yeah. But then at the same time, if he orders something and he didn't like it, and then they've wasted money too and wasted food, that's never good. It's kind of a tough situation.
So that's why you try something that
really
dips your feet in.
Assholes.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I just think that.
I just think it's hard because like, I do think that he should be able to find something. I mean, who wants to go to a restaurant with one other person and be the only person that's eating?
Yeah, that's kind of,
I would not,
if you're on a date, that's kind of.
Yeah, I would be like, what the heck? I couldn't do that.
It probably would have gone a long way with her if he just ordered something.
Literally anything. Like you can literally, a smoothie, a coffee, a fucking little pastry bread, anything.
Yeah.
Like the point is.
Wouldn't you guys feel like a little bit like, okay, say you're the girl and this, you know, you order something that you're looking forward to eating, and then your partner, clearly one didn't find anything on the menu. So they order like kind of a dinky dish, whatever, you know, like just like croissant or something, which you know that they typically would order a meal.
Yeah.
Would that make you, would you at one point, like, would you feel bad at all? Like eating your meal? Yeah. I'm just wondering, like, just
I would.
Curious.
I think I would, because it's like I'm enjoying my food so much that I want the other person to enjoy their food as well.
And it's like if you have an activity or something going on after, then you have to figure out how to get them food, because they're probably going to sit there and be like, I'm starving.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess he was a good sport about it. That's different.
I was going to say, yeah, I guess you're right. I think, yeah, you're right. He was a good sport. And he did tell her, like, I'll watch you eat.
What's the best case scenario? I mean, what if he did order something and he absolutely hated it and then just sat there and was like, oh, this is disgusting, and like didn't eat it. And then she's just sitting here while he's looking at food. I mean, how much better could it have been? It seems like she wanted him to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But maybe it would have gone a long way with her to just try something.
Yeah. Get a little something. Just dip your feet in. Dip your toe in. Order a coffee if you need to.
I don't think either of them are assholes though here.
No.
I would do the same thing that she did and try to like just bring Josh somewhere without him seeing the menu, because oftentimes when I do that, he ends up liking something if he tries it.
No, that's so true.
But he's definitely pulled times where he's like, or he'll like be like, let's get stuff from different places, and then we'll come into one restaurant and eat it. Yeah, or if it's like a casual place.
No, yeah.
Like Chipotle, he'll go get Chipotle, and then I'll have something else.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
See, I want to eat the same thing.
I know.
Why can't we just eat the same restaurant?
I get it. This is like typical couple issues. I feel like a lot of people can relate to this if you're in a relationship.
Food all the time, but like you know, like a DoorDash or something.
Yeah.
Jared will get Jersey Mike's and I'll order like noodles.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all the time.
Well, now DoorDash or whatever the apps have like you can make a stop.
Yeah.
Josh is always like, it's fine. They have the stop option. I actually got mad at him the other night because I wanted that Greek place.
Yeah.
And he ordered wings. And I was like, that is so wasteful to get like two things. He's like, no, they've got the stop option. They can add a stop. That's so funny. Relationship issues. Okay, let's keep going. Here is another wedding one, guys. All right. Am I an asshole for overruling my sister by approving my nephew's outfit for my wedding? My fiance, 27-year-old male, and I, 27-year-old female, are getting married in early April, and we are planning a big wedding with the help of both our parents for financing. We invited all of our friends and family, including our siblings and their kids. My fiance and I are very excited for our wedding. When it comes to the dress code, me and my fiance are very laid back. We just want people to dress up in either a suit or something else, quote, fancy. We couldn't care less about the color or design and actually encourage our guests to dress creatively or colorfully or over the top. My fiance and I are both creative people. I am an art teacher and he works in advertising. We want people to express themselves. And while we are okay with traditional color wedding outfits, we only want them to be worn if it is truly something our guests like. I have many siblings and many nieces and nephews. My oldest sister and her husband, 40-year-old female, 40-year-old male, have 6 kids, 15, 14, 13, 11, 7, and 3. I still live close to all my siblings, so me and my fiance have a close relationship with them and know they are excited for our wedding. My 13-year-old nephew is a good kid. He has great grades and is the athlete of the family. As with most middle school boys, dressing up in a suit isn't exactly his favorite thing to do. And about a month ago, my sister called me telling me he was giving them issues with suit shopping. I sat down with him and had a talk to see if everything was okay, and he said he didn't like anything he saw. And I told him to ask his friends for advice. About a week later, I got a text from my nephew asking what we thought of his outfit idea. He decided to go with a sports theme. He wanted to wear a normal shirt and pants, but for his blazer, he would have his favorite NFL team on it, a lacrosse tie, and baseball cufflinks. He found all of this online and sent links, but he told us that his mom said no and then asked my opinion on it. I showed it to my fiance and we both agreed that it was acceptable and that we would love to see him in it if that's what made him happy. A few hours later, I got a call from my sister asking why I would approve it after she said no and complained about how the outfit could reflect on her and how my nephew needed to learn proper wedding attire. I asked her and my nephew out to lunch the next day to see if we could settle it out. We went out to lunch and my nephew and sister were explaining how his friends recommended it and how he wanted to express his love for sports. After explaining to him that this isn't normal wedding attire, but fiance and I wanted people to be creative, my sister agreed to buy it and just got all the stuff in the mail, and he loves it. My sister is still upset at me for trying to overrule her parenting. And when talking to our other siblings, he agreed with her that I overstepped my boundaries. Fiance and I are just happy that nephew found a nice outfit he likes. Am I the asshole? Thoughts and opinions?
I don't think she's the asshole.
I don't think so either.
I mean, no. Yeah. I mean, especially because she went about it in a really good way.
Yeah.
And they want the wedding to be, they want everybody to be comfortable and like express themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation. I see where she's coming from. And there could be several other instances where you would want your siblings to back up decisions that you make about your kids. And if you've already said no to something, I feel like your siblings should respect that. But this situation is different because it's her wedding. And I think it's a nice bonding moment personally for the two of them that she, talked him through this, that he came up with this whole creative outfit and sent her links. I mean, he was so mature about it for his age.
He's
to actually
13.
follow through and do all of that is quite impressive. So I think the mom is overreacting and being a bit of an asshole. I mean, you really don't need, I mean, come on. Let the kid wear what he wants, especially if the person who's having the wedding wants him to wear this. She's an art teacher.
Yeah. The mom's reasoning was because it would reflect on her and she wanted him to learn proper wedding attire. He's 13 years old. He has plenty of time to learn proper wedding attire. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like this isn't
he's
the
still
first...
young. Let him live.
Let him live.
He's expressing himself.
I do think that the mom or the sister, because it was pretty clear that, because this must have been like an issue, right? Because he's like, I don't want to wear it. I don't want to wear it. Like, so the mom and son were probably going back and forth a lot. And then, he went to his aunt and presented this new outfit that clearly he really wanted to wear. And like they were both in on it, but he did make it clear and said, well, but my mom said no.
Yeah.
I think she could have gone before,
before saying yes.
Basically saying like, I'm like totally open with that. And then going back to her sister being like, hey, I think you should, if that's what he wants to wear, let him wear it, kind of a thing. Because I could understand, like, if I was thinking about it, like, if it was my sister and I had a kid who was just being kind of challenged and being stubborn. And I mean, I like this idea, but just like imagine, you and your kid going back and forth and you're like, no, you're going to just do this the way, like I'm telling you, right? Like you're just having a parent moment.
Yeah.
And then
someone else comes in.
So I think, I don't think that she is being the asshole at all, but I kind of can see, like, it's a 13-year-old boy who probably was throwing major fit about having to wear a suit, when in reality at the end of the day it doesn't matter. Like, he found something, but
and I could see how later on the sister would be upset because I mean her power is being undermined. You know what I mean? Like okay, so next time his mom says no, is he going to go to his aunt, who's the cool aunt, and says yes, and now and I can see that happening.
I can see that too.
It's like, this is so small scale. Like,
I think she could tell her sister, like, hey, next time I have made a decision, I'd really appreciate you backing me up as a parent.
Yeah,
but I don't think they needed to go to lunch and talk it out. I mean, that's a bit much.
Yeah,
but it shows really good communication on the family's part. That's really good communication.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Give them points for that.
They all hashed it out, and it seems like everybody's fine and dandy now. But
I just think as a mom, there's some things you just let go.
Yeah,
and I think that would be one of them. But I think this is just personal opinion, really.
Oh yeah,
you could see either of them as technically the asshole. But yeah, I gotta say, I think since it's her wedding, he's a guest at her wedding, and like eventually,
and like what
your
other
child's
time
gonna grow up and they're gonna go to places and make their own decisions. So it's kind of like,
you're right. And like, what other time is this kid gonna have an option to wear a sports suit to a wedding?
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that is kind of cool.
Yeah, especially if they're expressing to everyone that you guys all wear whatever you want, wear bold colors, be outgoing. We want you to just dress in whatever. These are so interesting, these questions about how, like, what other people are wearing to your wedding. I never thought about it at all.
Would you ever, like, I was gonna say, did that ever cross your mind in like your wedding planning? Like,
nope.
Probably just like your bridesmaids and your court, right?
Yep. I mean, we had I did the same thing with bridesmaids dresses. Everyone picked their own color, their own style. I didn't have any rules for makeup or hair or anything. It was just wear what you're comfortable with. Yeah. Recently I was in a wedding where the bride requested that we wear more natural makeup. And I thought that was a reasonable thing. But I don't know. I've never,
like, say guests came
doing a theme thing. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I feel like if someone's already coming to your day, they should just be however they want.
Right. Yeah.
Normally
like if it's crazy
gift,
makeup
time,
whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't dictate like one of the first stories that we read.
Yeah.
Like what they wear and that. Yeah. You know, you can't wear anything you can't like outshine the bride. I think that's extreme because like what does that mean? Like how are your guests going to dress for that occasion, I guess?
I think it's a little strange to be kind of going over what everyone's going to wear too. And thinking, I don't remember thinking about this at all.
Have you?
Who's going to wear this and what this person's going to wear? And then if I was at my own wedding, I don't think I would care enough about what anyone was wearing to make a note of it.
Right, because it's about you and like what they wear. I mean, it shouldn't really have an effect on your day.
No,
but you do. Shouldn't. I feel like just typically you just say what kind of attire to wear, and then at that point,
like a general.
If it's like dress
casual,
up, or if it's casual,
cocktail, casual, all that stuff. But like formal. In my mind, I wouldn't like if someone was wearing a revealing dress, I wouldn't be like, no.
Or like a certain color that takes away from you.
I mean, I think it is just a traditional unsaid thing. Like
you don't wear
no
white.
one wears white.
Yeah,
that's too. True. And that there's also like other unsaid. You don't ever want to overshine the bride,
right?
You don't come in like a big ball gown if it's a cocktail. Yes. You know what I mean?
Those are
like,
good points.
Sid. Those are underlying.
Those are kind of like obvious and kind of just like common sense kind of thing. You know what I mean? Whereas like
you don't have to list out. Like you don't need to be like, make sure you don't like no one wear white. Like, all that kind of stuff.
And check in with everyone beforehand. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Yeah, I think that's a bit much. Interesting. I like these Bridezilla ones.
Me too.
I feel like we should maybe do a whole episode of Am I the Asshole?
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. They have a lot of them.
Those are my favorite ones today.
Sid, do you think you're going to be a Bridezilla?
No.
I
don't think so.
He's like, Kendall's like, no.
I think I would be like a bride baby.
Oh,
like bride baby. Because I don't. Those things to me, like,
there are bigger things to worry about, kind of.
Yeah, I don't care about the little things.
Dude, I can't believe it. We are almost to like the 10-month countdown for your wedding.
I know.
Oh my God.
We're like sending the save the dates out. They're like,
shit's getting real, guys.
I was like, Jared, once we do that,
shit's real.
We're like inviting people to an event. We need to like follow through.
Yeah, you would hope to.
Yeah, so it's
so exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's just it's a lot. I feel like reading some of these stories, people make it way harder than it needs to be. But then we also haven't gotten to the parts of like what moms are gonna wear colors, and I know that will probably be a little challenging, but
I told my mom to wear whatever. I told Josh's mom to wear whatever. I don't even think I knew what they were wearing ahead of time.
Did you pick colors, like a color scheme
for them to wear?
I don't think I picked a color. I think my mom may have picked her color based on what she knew the bridesmaids were wearing, or like what the theme of the wedding.
Because she was wearing like a darker color.
I think she did a blue.
Yeah.
So I think my mom just picked a dress she wanted. I know Josh's mom just picked a dress.
She wore blue too.
I didn't see it until I was there. Yeah, I think that's my best advice to anyone getting married is like, don't stress out about all this stupid small stuff.
No.
Because it's going to drive you nuts and ruin this time for you.
Yeah.
It's about marrying your best friend.
I bet that the one of the first lady that we talked about with all the rules and stuff, I bet her day sucked. I bet her day was miserable.
Well, clearly, if she was running around
yelling
the
at
boss
people
of the catering company,
trying to find that chick, like,
send her ass home. Like
3 times, you're out.
You sound miserable. Most brides at that point would be so drunk, having fun with their friends.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Sad for you. Sad for you. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's sesh. We hope you enjoyed it. We know it was a little different without Janelle. Hopefully you enjoyed our little
laid back session.
Yeah, it was a real sesh. I feel nice and chill. I gotta get back to my baby so she can throw up on me more. I know she's saving some for me. Actually, we're gonna get home and got trick-or-treaters coming.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff.
Very exciting.
Well, we hope you guys have all had a safe Halloween, and we will see you on the next sesh. But until then, keep it fresh.